Hey guys, how you doing? Just saw Nna Thaan Kodu. In fact, I just came back after watching the movie. This is a very realistic movie. There's nothing exaggerated. The performances, the dialogue, even the situations that happen. They're very, very grounded, very realistic. So, if you're someone who's looking for a lot of commercial entertainment, this movie is not for you. Now, having said that, the impression that I got was that if you like Tondi Modalum Drikshakshi, if you like that movie, then you're going to definitely like this. It's kind of the same vibe, I would say, the same energy level, the same tone. It's very realistic, very natural in how the performances and how the story is told. The best way I can describe this, Tondi Modalum Drikshakshi meets Janaganamana. There is a little bit of legal drama. There's a little bit of various situations involving the police, the thieves. Just like the humor involved in that movie, there are certain situational humor over here. But again, it's very unique. The storytelling and how the drama unfolds is very unique and very interesting. What really stands out in this movie is the direction and screenplay. Because what happens is the director Ratheesh Poduval is able to enact such natural performances from each of his actors, and at the same time the screenplay is so fluid and seamless that you don't even notice when there's a change in the pace or situation, because that's how smooth it is. Because what happens is that they've infused drama and humor so well together that when there are places in the movie that you need, things can get serious and you need to pay attention. At the same time, there are scenes in the movies or points in the movies where things can be really light during a very serious and tense situations. At the same time, it does not take away the flow of the movie also. So overall, I had a good time watching. But like I said, it's the kind of movie where you sort of sit back, and take some time to, understand the story and characters, and let the situation play out. Kunchacko Boban, who produced this movie, also plays the protagonist of the movie, Rajivan, who is a daily wage worker but has certain criminal activities in his past, which I won't go into, which is a spoiler. Now, the story is about a certain situation that happens to him, and him in turn realizing the person responsible is the minister due to various reasons, and then filing a case in court against the minister. The rest of the story is about his fight for justice, at the same time understanding and working with our legal system in the quest for that justice. Director Ratheesh Poduval also did the screenplay of this movie, and you have to mention the screenplay because it's simply brilliant. There's so many standout moments, so many subtle moments, and the highlight, of course, is the comedy. It's the kind of humor that puts a smile on your face. At the same time, it causes you to think. It's all very subtle. Like I said, nothing is exaggerated. The way they've presented humor is kind of part of the story. It's very organic. At no point have they compromised on a situation or a scene or a character just for the sake of humor. No, the humor is actually part of the characters when they present a certain character or when they present a certain situation. The humor is already part of it. So when it happens, it doesn't really surprise you, but at the same time, it brings a smile to your face. For example, the case begins in the year 2018. So they show, it's a small subtitle on the side where it shows you the price of petrol at the time, right? And as the case progresses, and as per in India, how when a case, it takes a long time, it takes a few months, a few years. So as the case progresses, every time, there's an update over there. So initially, I think the price is around like 72 rupees, then it's 75, then it's 77, every time there's an update, that's kind of, that humor is directed at the audience, it's not part of the story. But at the same time, it's very honest what they're doing. Even though the time is changing, they're not doing something extraordinary over there. It's actually true. The petrol prices kept increasing, during that time from 2018 to 2022. If you look at the change in price, you can see that it happened. So what the director has done is, along with the passage of time, he shows the change in petrol price. And every time it happens, the audience kept laughing because it's completely honest. They're not trying to, create a humor over there. They're just showing the change in price as the time progressed. And at the same time, they're giving you an example of, what the Indian justice system is like. Unfortunately, that's how things work over here. It takes a long time. So one hearing happens now, another hearing happens months later, and the case, that started in 2018, it could go on in 2019, 2020. You see that happen. So by the time 2020 comes along, people in the court, they're wearing masks, there's social distancing, so there are not that many people in the court. So initially, where the court was packed with people, by the time you get to 2020, because of all the COVID restrictions in place, you see the changes happening in the the court as well. One final thing I wanted to say is that this is taking place in the northern part of Kerala. I believe it's in Kasaragod. So the accent or the vernacular that people are using is from Kasaragod. So if you are someone who's not familiar with that vernacular, you might find it difficult to understand certain dialogues, because there were several points in the movie, especially in the first half, when people are watching, at least in the theater that I was watching in, there was a little bit of confusion here and there. When someone said something, they were like, people kept turning around, what did he say, what did he say? That happened. Even I had that problem also, because if you're, like I said, if you're not that used or familiar with that particular way of talking, you might find it difficult to understand certain dialogues, certain scenes. Now of course it does not spoil the whole movie or anything like that. It's just that I noticed a few things like that. And again, this movie was shot in sync sound, which means they did the audio recording on location as they were speaking and performing. So there is no additional recording over here. They did a good job over there, the audio recording and everything, because you do the background noise. There's something very natural about how the people are talking and things like that. Full credit to the director for sticking with his vision. But like I said, sometimes if you're not that familiar, it might be difficult to understand a few dialogues, a few things here and there. For my final rating, I would give this 3.5 out of 5. It's a very well directed and written realistic entertainer with great performance from all its actors and a very interesting story that keeps you hooked until the very end. Definitely worth a watch. That's it for the review, guys. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up icon and of course subscribe to my channel for more videos and reviews like this. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. Bye.